You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another universe, a universe of sound, a universe of sight, a universe of mind. You're moving into a universe of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the cryptoverse. Hot Bitcoin action. What you see before you is the daily chart of Bitcoin, the entire cycle starting back here in 2020. This blue vertical line here, folks, is an important date. I got it marked off here. It was January 27th was the futures expiration date of Bitcoin. During the bull run, what I just showed you, I made a chart. I went for like 13, 14 months, and it's the last Friday every month. What happened on that chart was Bitcoin would either dump. I did it for 12 months straight, and 11 months Bitcoin dumped towards the last Friday of the month and then pumped away from it. For those of you that watched that chart of mine, it was very accurate. I mean, it wasn't like pinpoint accurate, but the trend was the players of the futures market would come over into the Bitcoin market and manipulate the price, right? And 11 months it was down, and 1 month it was pumped up to that point. So this blue line, if I could get the date to show up on the bottom, there we go. Blue line, January 27th was the last Friday of January. So it pumped up, right? It's showing that same behavior. I just want to say this real quick because lots of people probably won't talk about this. They'll be talking about like the Jerome Powell and the Fed meeting, which is very important, and I'll get to that in a second. But you know, and the traditional stock markets are real frothy right now, and they probably shouldn't be. There's lots of things I want to talk about just real quick in a short video here, but I've never once did I ever see. Well, I did that chart. Now that was on the bull side during the bull market, and so this is the bear market, the winter. So it could be different, but I wouldn't be surprised if it continues that same trend. I never once did I see it dump down to the last Friday of the month and then dump away from it. Never once, not even nothing that even resembled something like that. And never once did it ever pump up to that last Friday and then pump away from it. Right? Never once, not even resembling it. Every single time. Get rid of this. Every single time, just like clockwork in a general sense, not to the exact day, but within a few days around that time, it did it, right? Every single time. If it pumped down to it, it would eventually pump up away from it. And this is just that same, clearly is pumped up to it. I'd be pretty shocked if there wasn't some sort of dump. How big of a dump? I don't know. I've entered a short position. I'm going to play a swing trade on Bitcoin right here. I do believe this is going to dump. Now, maybe it only dumps down to this level here. See this little consolidation guy here. Maybe it comes back down to here. 20,300, 20,400. Maybe that's it. So on that chart I made, I think the smallest dump was 10%, and some of the other dumps were pretty massive. And so I haven't checked this yet. Let's see if it dumped from the top here, what this would be. So that would be 12%. So that might be it right there. If it dumps. I'm not saying this is a guarantee, but there's a lot of factors going into this. Let's go over to this little article here. The Fed has a meeting. They'll announce the results at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, February 1st. I just want to point this article out. So, in a nutshell, the stock market's real frothy, and they want to control inflation, right? So, they're not going to come out and have this wonderful, everything's wonderful, right? Because they don't want the stock market running away. They don't want it melting up, right? They actually would like to slow it down. And so Powell's probably going to say something like right here. This is the paragraph I just want to point out. He wants to push back against what's going on now with the stock market, right? The rising stocks and bonds could fan the very pressures he wants to restrain. They want to control the wages, right? They don't want everything going up. They don't want the stock market frothy, and he's probably gonna intentionally be hawkish, right, and try to drive that down. So if the stock markets drop, Bitcoin will go with it, and the entire crypto market will go with it. For those of you that are following along in my chainlink trade, I've got out of that. If Bitcoin dumps, chainlink will dump. Chainlink's kind of in a weird place right now, so I've jumped over here to Bitcoin, and let me go ahead and show my trade I got going here. I like showing my trades. Lots of people on YouTube don't actually show their trades. I think they should. If you want to make videos about trading crypto, you should have to show your trades, right? That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? See what some people are actually doing in real life, besides making money after videos. And so, okay, there I'm at 23,153. I think that's going to be a pretty good entry price in the macro sense. Here we are. Let me get this blue line out of there for your mind's eye. Okay, so I got these charts, and if you've watched my videos, I show these a lot. But for the new people, we're probably right here, right now, and in here, there's actually pretty massive pullbacks. This is the chart from like 4 or 8 years ago. Bitcoin's been basically following this, and we're basically right here. I do believe we still have panic coming. I don't think we've got to the panic phase yet. It may be shorter lived than the normal, but I don't think we're there yet. That's a story for another video, I suppose. This stuff's been around for a long time. It's just a pump and dump, right? It's not Bitcoin's fault. This is a Wall Street chart. This was made before crypto ever existed. That's just how cycles go. I do believe we're kind of here in this area. And this chart says panic over here. So, I mean, just this one has it listed as depression. I don't think we're at the depression state yet. Not quite. I don't think so. I still think there's another pullback coming. I could be wrong. Here is the 10-year chart of Bitcoin. Here, back here, 2013, this little pump here made people rich. You can't even see it now. It's $1,000 top. We now have $1,000 hourly candles on Bitcoin or more. And then here's the 2017 top around 20,000. And this is the one we just went through. And I think, I don't know if we're to here yet. It's hard telling. I've been thinking 2023 there will be a nice pump where Bitcoin maybe comes up to 35, 40,000, that area, 30,000, 50,000. I don't think 50, 35, 40 maybe. This came up to 12 here. This would be kind of like 2023, just based on the last cycle. But I don't think we're there yet. We might kind of be like right here. See, we've come down right here. See, and then this far right peak here is where we're at right now on my cursor's thumb. I don't want to mistake it for being here, right? If we're actually like here, you know what I'm saying? So these cycles are getting more compact. The bear winners do seem to be getting shorter, but we're not like we just came down. We just dumped out of the bull cycle, right? Nowhere is Bitcoin ever immediately shot back up to in another bull cycle. Never, not even close, right? You're probably gonna hear stuff on YouTube about the super cycle starting and all this dramatic stuff, and that's kind of my point too. Is is the public gotten interested in Bitcoin lately? Well, if that's the case, then this is probably going to dump pretty hard on their head, right? And it's a 40% pump with no pullback yet. So just lots of things, man, lots of things. But that futures pump and dump or dump and pump chart that I had for over a year, I just can't get that out of my mind. So I've entered a short position. Now, I could be wrong. I don't think there's a lot of risk to the upside, right? If my short goes underwater, I don't see right now, just got into just starting the bear winner. People are talking about, the bear winner's cooling and stuff. I saw on CNBC that the bear winner's thawing. I don't even know if we're to the bear winner yet, right? So the bear winner might be over here. Now 15,000 could be the bottom. I draw my line kind of crooked, but this could still be the bear winner here, right? So don't get too carried away with your long. And if you just bought the top, if you just leverage long the top, I don't want to tell people what to do, but that right? Every time the public gets excited and lured into this, there's a hard dump. And when these things dump, man, just take a look at the dumps on this chart. Now, over here on the bull side, the pumps also went basically parabolic, but look at the dumps. Look at these dumps. Just, I mean, when this happens, it'll happen basically in a day or less, or I mean, 2 or 3 days, right? See these huge, massive, just these cascading waterfalls, right? When it dumps, it's just massive. And we haven't had a giant, massive, oh my goodness, where this, right? We haven't had that for a while. So I do expect a drawback. I don't know if it's just going to be a simple pullback drawback or if it's going to be the cascading red waterfall that we haven't seen since middle of like last summer, right? June is basically the last one where it dropped from 31,000 to 18,000 in 4, 5, 6 days, whatever it was. Mainly 2 giant death candles did the whole damage, and the rest was just sloshing, right? Is this just a blip? Is this just a blip, or is it this guy, right? I just think it's too quick. It doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit, does it? With the cycles, with the Bitcoin cycles, right? These are the 3 halving cycle events here. End of 2013, end of 2017, and all of 2021. Peaked out end of 2021, right? This is just the bear market here. It's never jerked right. I don't know. You got my point, man. All right, stop stuttering in your ear. What else I got to talk about? I'm gonna show my trade. There it is, and I have another sub account here, so if I start to go underwater, if I think this is going to pump up to an amazing $40,000, right? There's another, it's a 40% pump now, and if it goes, it's going to be 120% pump. I can start longing and hedging a little bit, but I think that's a pretty good entry price. Anything over 23,000 is probably pretty good. And like I said, I just don't think there's a whole lot of risk to the upside. Given all the macro, everything, everything, the current environment today, and the Powell meeting, at 1:30 p.m. Central, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, Jerome Powell will give a press conference, and basically what he says then is what is going to either drop the markets or basically make them pump, right? Because they're pumping and frothy, the traditional ones, and there's really not much reason to be right now. And so you know what comes with hysteria and froth, right? So I'm feeling pretty bearish. Actually, on the chainlink chart, let me go to the chainlink chart. There are big bearish structures that showed up on my chainlink chart. I want to show you real quick. There's this yellow descending wedge that showed up. Now, this could represent a lot of what's going to happen in the crypto market and the traditional markets. It's kind of interesting with this chainlink chart I've been watching. It could be kind of an indicator for the overall environment. This yellow rising wedge I've got here is bullish while it happens, but it's an overall bearish structure. It's a bearish. Let's go to the big screen. It's a bearish pattern. Let's put some altitude on this so you can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. I'll figure it out one of these days. Okay, the yellow line on the bottom, yellow line on the top, ascending wedge. May have just broke out the bottom now. Last night I wasn't sure what was going on. I was expecting it kind of go on longer, and then I've suddenly changed. This could be the breakout here. See this right here? It's actually broken out the bottom of it already, and it looks like it's come up for the retest. Now I don't know if it's going to get back up in there. So I'm just leaning bearish, if you can't tell. Also in here, there's 2 parallel ascending channels, and one has moved for some reason. They both have the same upper support line. And this is the daily chart of Chainlink. and there's two bottom supports. It's broken out of the first one, as you can see. The first parallel channel is exactly the same spot where the ascending yellow wedge is at. It's exactly right where those two lines meet. It is where this is broke down out of both of those. So there's still this support line down here, which would indicate maybe if Bitcoin drops down to that first level at 21,300, 21,400, maybe that's where Chainlink bounces off the bottom of this here, and it's not that bad. It's $6.70. Maybe wicks out a little bit, $6.65 or something, and it comes back. Maybe it's not going to be a huge dump. Even if it recovers back up in here, this is still a big bearish structure, and the cup and handle pattern never met its target. I was looking to get up to about 820, and it only got up to 756, 755 area, which was a nice gainer for sure. But let's zoom in on this here. You can see I got this white. Let's get this white line. This $7 is a resistance support on the Chainlink chart, which is it's under now. That's pretty good resistance on this chart. So let's get that out of there to free this up. So right here, this is interesting. This is helping me make my decision. This is why I've legged into it, or why I've entered a Bitcoin short at over 23,000, because this is the one thing that spooks me. It is broken out. See right? I mean, like right where they intersected, which is really doesn't mean nothing. It's kind of interesting, but they're both bearish structures, and it's definitely broken out at the bottom of both of them. So it came back up for the retest today on this candle, and so far, and it's dropping back down. So that could be an indicator. Could be. Nothing's for sure. But like I say, this could it's gonna be interesting tomorrow for sure. All right, this video is getting long. You got the idea. I'm a bear right now, folks. Hope you enjoy it. As always, thanks for watching.